Hello, all you beautiful people out there. I'm just on here to first off introduce myself and to go ahead and just release my very first informational video. Well, first one I've uploaded anyway. But well, by the way, excuse my rudeness. You may see my username as Pretty and Platinum, but my actual name is Rachel. So if you want to know me as Rachel or by my username, sometimes my friends know me as Ray. If you want to just refer to me to any of those names, then that's fine with me. Just as long as you ain't calling me nothing out of my name, we good. Amen. Amen. But anyway, on a serious note, I just wanted to go ahead and do my first informational, well, video blog, video rant rave, whatever you want to call it, on, pure, authentic virgin hair. And there's just a couple of things that I want to clear up about that, because I have seen some videos where there were some people that did let some people know that there are some real virgin hair out there. It's not all counterfeit, especially when it's brought up about Brazilian hair or Peruvian hair. And I think I even seen one about Italian hair. But just out of the videos that I have seen myself, now I'm pretty sure that there are some videos where some people may have explained it better and cleared it up more, but just out of the ones that I've seen myself, they did not really, I'm trying not to say be deep with it, but they really didn't just explain or kind of just go into a little more detail with the point that they were making about, that there's actually authentic Brazilian and Peruvian, Moroccan, Chilean, all these other different types of hair out there. So this is pretty much kind of where I'm stepping in at, and this is just what I've learned, with me being a weaveaholic so long that I just became a weaveologist, and many years of research that I've done, and even all the stuff that I just been finding out, I would say within the past year, because I've been looking into going into business for myself and selling virgin hair extensions. Now, before you say anything, I know what you're thinking. Okay, here go another person that's wanting to go selling virgin hair. But where I live, there is a need for a virgin hair seller. Now, if I was back in my hometown of Jacksonville, Florida, I would not do it. I would leave it alone, because there are plenty virgin hair resellers and distributors there. I could name 4 of them right off rip. But right here in Southwest Georgia, there is not one virgin hair seller at all. I mean, the need for a virgin hair seller around here is way past due, and it's critical. I'm just gonna be real. It's a shame before God. And I really forgot to warn you. I don't sugarcoat. I call a spade a spade. So if you're looking to get watered down information or sugar-coated stuff, then you came to the wrong person. But if you just looking for the truth and nothing but the truth, then you listening to the right person right now. But back to what I was saying about the information on the pure and authentic virgin hair extensions, and just why I'm doing an informational video on this. I'm really doing it because it's been so many times lately where I've sat and I've talked with other young women about this type of hair, and every time I would talk to someone, I would hear this particular phrase just about every time, and the phrase is simply this: I did not know. And I just been hearing it so much to where I just decided to take it upon myself to actually do this video just to release and disclose the information that I have concerning this. And please do not take it as me coming on here being some kind of a know-it-all or anything like that. No, I do not know everything, but the way I see it, if I have some great degree of knowledge about something, I think that it would be right if I share it with somebody so that they would not have to go through being tricked and being duped and all that other craziness just because they did not know. I mean, it says it in the Bible. My people perish because of lack of knowledge. Hosea 4:6. But I'm not going to go into preacherization right now. I'm just going to go ahead and just go to releasing the information that I have. One of the things that I've heard from the couple of people whose videos I have watched where they were giving a rebuttal, just pretty much saying that not all virgin hair in the market is counterfeit, that it is the real thing out there. And really, what I just really want to clear up is, you know, yeah, you're right, there is the pure and the real thing out there, but what people have to know too with that is, in order for you to get hold of the real thing like that, you have to really do your research. And I'm not talking about getting on the computer for an hour, hour and a half of Googling and all that other stuff. I mean, you really have to dig deep and research to be able to find someone who has the real thing. The other thing that I've heard someone else bring up is that pure virgin hair, like Brazilian and Peruvian hair especially, you know, that is not cheap. That is true also. But what I did not hear from just the videos that I've seen myself, now keep in mind, it may be other videos floating out there on YouTube where someone did actually break it down and explain it. But just as I said before, just out of the ones that I've seen myself, they did not explain this. So this is why I'm explaining it. So if you never got an explanation on this, you're getting it right now if you're watching this and you're listening to me. Pure, authentic, virgin hair, especially Brazilian and Peruvian hair, is not cheap just simply because it's considered very rare. Vendors of the real thing are not going to have it all the time. It's going to be times where they're going to go to obtain more, but they won't be able to do it. And it's just because women in South America, especially women in Brazil, they do not give their hair freely. They don't just up and go and donate their hair like Hindu women in India do. They just don't freely just part with their hair like that. And the best way that I could paint the picture to you guys is, you know, there's a saying out there that a woman's hair is her glory. Well, the women in South America, especially in Brazil, they believe this dearly. They are very firm believers of that. And really, if they do anything to their hair, they actually add extensions to the long hair that they already have. And I really can't kind of pick on them too much about that, because I may be a little worse than them, because me myself, I have a head full of long thick hair, but as you can see, I cover it up with weave, so I can't really pick on them too much about that. We pretty much in the same family in that area. But yeah, they really believe in that their hair is their crown, that it's their glory. And women definitely in Brazil, they are extremely superficial when it comes to beauty. They are more superficial than us women here in the US when it comes to beauty, to making sure that hair is right, to making sure that makeup is right and that skin is right. They just go over the top with it, and because of that, they don't really just part with their hair like that, just because they believe in that so much. And really, the only way that a woman in South America, especially in Brazil and Peru and Argentina, and even, you know, places like Morocco, Chile, Russia, all these other places where, you know, virgin hair comes from, usually it would be because they are going through some type of a hardship. Their household or their family are going through some type of a hardship, and they really need the money to be on top of water, to be afloat. So then, you know, in a way, they're backed into a corner, and they need the money in some kind of way. And then at that moment, if they have to cut their hair to sell to hair manufacturers just so that they could get ahead on their bills or repairing their house or anything like that, then that would be the case. And one good example that I can give you, and I saw this before, I read this before, I'm gonna try to pull it back up and provide the link below so that you can see it for yourself and just know that I'm not just telling you this just to be telling you. But I actually read a story about a 12-year-old girl in Brazil, and other than her bangs, she never cut her hair besides her bangs, and her hair was so long to where it pretty much touched her ankles. That was just how long her hair came to. And she finally came to the decision that she would part with her hair. She would cut it because her family was really going through a hardship. They were very poor. Their house was falling apart and no one in the home was working. So it was really nothing else that they could do. And that was really their only hope for them to get the money to do the repairs, is if this young girl cut her hair. She ended up doing it and sold it on the market for over $5,000 US. So, you know, pure, authentic hair like Brazilian hair and Peruvian hair, I mean, it's got some value to it. You know, Brazilian hair is the most desired type of hair in the market, but, you know, it is very rare, just due to the fact that the women over there is not just going to be cutting their hair every day. So it's going to cost. It's not going to be cheap. So, you know, you can't help but to understand that when you come across a seller of the real authentic thing, and, you know, it wouldn't surprise you that, you know, a bundle of 12 inches costs maybe $150 plus, just because of the fact that that vendor can't always go back, you know, to over there to that particular country and expect to always get a good amount of hair. It's not going to always be that way. And, you know, not only that, I'm going to give you a few warning signs, because I have seen on YouTube and even in person in other cities that I've gone to, I have seen where young women or older women, just ladies in general, would go to sites like AliExpress, Alibaba, and purchase Brazilian and Peruvian hair, and after at least a month after having it, they end up not being happy with it. And I'm just gonna make this as clear as day and just be real with it. But you will not ever in your life obtain pure, authentic Brazilian and Peruvian hair from vendors in Asia. It It just won't be. You won't get it from there. I don't care if you get it from a vendor in China, whether if you get one from a vendor in India or Japan or the Philippines. I do not, it don't matter. If you're getting Brazilian hair and Peruvian hair from a vendor other than, the continent of South America, or from a vendor that you know for sure through thorough research that they actually go to those nations and get the hair, then I gotta say it, you're being duped. And not only are you being duped, you're being double tricked when you purchase Brazilian and Peruvian hair from vendors in China. And this is simply why. Because there are manufacturers in Brazil. There are hair manufacturers in Peru. So why would they take the hair that's been, the ponytails that's been cut off of natives there and fly it halfway across the globe to another continent when they have manufacturers right there? It don't make sense. Then also with that is really when you're getting Brazilian and Peruvian hair from vendors in China and India, what the actuality is they're actually taking virgin Chinese hair or virgin Indian hair, and they chemically process it to make it appear and feel like Brazilian hair or Peruvian hair. And I would see it all the time on the videos, and from girls in other cities that just did not know. They would get the hair, the first time they get it out the pack, and they'll say, oh, it's shiny, it's soft, it's bouncy. Only have one word explanation for that: silicone. Yeah, the same stuff that people put in their chest and in their back swing to make it bigger and to make it firm and make it look more desirable than it already was. That's the same stuff that was put on your hair extensions that you purchased from over there in Asia. That's what gives it the luster. That's what gives it the bounce. And you wash that hair a few times, that silicone will go to washing off, as well as those other chemicals that's been put on it, and the hair go to tangling, it'll go to matting, it'll go to shedding like crazy. And it'll have to be through that you'll see that you really didn't get what you expected, point blank. And you just have to be careful when you're purchasing hair from over there. Now, if you're already aware that that's what they're doing with the hair, that is chemical process, and it's really Chinese hair or Indian hair, and you kind of just going with that because that's what you can afford, then that's fine. But if you're looking and aiming to just get the real authentic thing, then I do not recommend that you get your Brazilian hair and your Peruvian hair, Russian hair, Argentinian hair, Spanish hair, Italian hair. Look, at any hair that is not of Asian origin, I would not recommend it that you get it from Asia at all. I would constantly tell people, if you're gonna get any hair from over in Asia, get like the Indian hair or Chinese hair or Malaysian or Filipino. And if you can, get it from the countries of that origin. So if you want Indian hair, get it from a manufacturer or a vendor in India. If you want a Filipino hair, get it from a company in the Philippines. Or if you want Malaysian hair, there's hair manufacturers in Malaysia. Do it that way, so that way that you're getting the real thing. Because I can't stress it enough, if you are getting Brazilian and Peruvian hair from China, you're being double deceived, you're being double tricked, you're being double duped. Because number one, it's not virgin, because chemicals has been slapped on it to make it look and feel like it's what you're supposed to get. So if you were aiming to get Brazilian hair, chemicals has been slapped on the hair to make it look like Brazilian hair when it's really not. And then on top of that, it's not Brazilian hair that you were expecting. It's either Chinese hair or Indian hair or a synthetic blend. So you're being tricked on both of those things. On the whole thing of it being virgin, and then the origin of the hair, you're being double deceived. So I really don't recommend anybody getting anything other than Asian origin hair from China. I just do not. And as far as getting hair from AliExpress and Alibaba, I really don't recommend that either, because they won't even disclose or reveal the prices that they want per piece or per lot or per bundle. You have to contact them personally just so that they can tell you whatever they feel like telling you. So I really wouldn't recommend getting anything through AliExpress or Alibaba. But if you prefer on getting hair from Asia, there is a good website where you can get hair from there. Really not just hair, just about anything really. But it is a good site. I actually got my first set of Indian hair, virgin Indian hair, from, through this site, and I'll put that down below so that you'll be able to see it. But the website is called dhgate.com. Yeah, the website was made up in China. Yeah, but I just happened to come upon a vendor that had the real Indian hair, and it was not chemically processed. I mean, it was just the real thing. Ordered the hair from them, and the hair came to me. I inspected the hair. Excuse me. Yeah, I do inspect my weaves when I get it. I check the wells to make sure there's not a lot of beard. I check the amount of grays. I do the sniff test, because if I smell something weird, then I would know it was chemicals on it. Pulled out the measuring tape to check the length. I mean, I did all of that to the Indian hair once it got to me, and I was able to see that, yeah, this is the real thing. So I do recommend DHgate for anybody that just insists on getting hair from China. But if you're really looking for the real thing, just know that it ain't gonna be cheap, because it's rare. Try to get it from, if there's resellers or manufacturers in Brazil for the Brazilian hair, try to get it that way. If you're looking for Peruvian hair, try to find a wholesaler or a reseller in Peru to get it. And then if you can't find any sources just through your research in those countries, then you can really look at some of the wholesalers and the resellers in the UK, because believe it or not, a lot of those hair companies in the UK, they will actually go the extra mile to go all the way to these different places to get the hair from donors that are willing to part with their hair and have the ponytail cut off, just for it to be sold. And there's a few companies in the UK that I came across that have the real thing. Keep in mind, like I said before, I'm getting ready to go into business for myself. So, I had to do my research, because one thing about it, I'm not going to sell anybody hair that me, myself, she, me, her will not wear herself. I would not do that. I can never be that cruel. Not saying that I am cruel, but I wouldn't be that cruel. But there are some good ones in the UK, and yeah, came across a couple of them when I was doing my research. Trying to find reliable suppliers to supply me with the hair that I need to sell to others, the real thing, 100%. And thanks be unto God, I did come across quite a few. And not only did they have, well, not only do they have the real thing, but they're even able, they can even supply me the proof that they went to these places and got the hair. So if I'm looking for some Brazilian hair and I want Brazilian hair, not only would they run me the hair, but they can prove to me that they went to Brazil and got it. They actually went to the poor areas of Brazil and got it from a donor. They can actually prove this to me. That's another good sign of someone that's selling the true, authentic thing. They can give you proof if you ask for it. If you're asking for, even if it's just a certificate of authenticity or a video of when they actually went down there to get hair from donors, whatever it is, if you just say, can you give me some kind of proof, you know, just to show me that this hair actually came from where you said it came from, if they can come up and back that up and provide you the proof, then you know that you got a true legitimate seller of the true authentic thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to close this up. I pray, I hope that I have been a help to you, but I will be getting ready to go ahead and make another video, because like I said, I did come across a couple of good hair vendors in the UK, and even found one here in the United States. And actually for this one in the United States, I'm actually an authorized distributor for this particular hair company. But in the next couple of videos, what I'm going to actually do is show you the hair that I actually got from the two places in the UK. And I'm going to actually kind of do like a review, just so that you can see the hair, you know. And the hair I'm going to actually have installed, sewn in. Some of the hair I got was to sell, and then some of it I got to have installed for myself. And I'm going to show you all, you know, the hairs from those two UK manufacturers and wholesalers, everything in the next two, so you kind of see what I'll be working with and everything. But before I leave, just to give you the names of the places, the track hair, the bundle hair that I got is from Mega Hair Brazil / Mega Hair Exclusive, and that's based in London in the UK. And the other reliable place I actually purchased my closure piece from, and that particular place is actually, she's a YouTube guru. She actually has a YouTube channel. Her name is Edie, and her company, her salon is Edie Bew, and she's also based in London in the UK. Not only does she sell the hair, but she's actually a hairstylist and a makeup artist over in London. So those are the two heavy hitters in the UK that I actually got hair from. And later on I'll show you hair that I'll be getting from the company in Atlanta, where I'm actually a distributor for them. So next video that you'll see from me, you'll actually get to see some hair, just so that y'all can see that I ain't just talking when I say I don't do counterfeits, and that my business is not going to do counterfeits. And if I'm going to educate anybody about counterfeits, it's going to be how to call them out and how to stay away from them. But I'm not going to lead you into getting counterfeits. I want to lead you into the right thing. I want to lead you from out of the darkness of being duped and into the light of having the true authentic thing. So that is my closing. Be looking out for my next video showing you the hair. I actually did the video, but thanks to my daughter, it's erased, so I got to turn around and redo it. But I'll be doing it expediently, so just look out for that, and please subscribe. And if there's even any suggestions where you would want me to do an informatory video on something, please feel free to comment. I'll check comments every day, and if it's just something particular that you just want me to say something about or say something on, I'll be more than happy to do it. It ain't a thing. Just know that I'm not sugarcoating for anybody. But until the next time I talk to y'all, be blessed, much love, and talk to you guys later.